Mabuhay! Welcome to my new channel. I'm Ria Jose and this is the Kusina Maria channel on YouTube. This is my first video. Happy February. Happy Feb-Ibig, everybody. So today I'm gonna be teaching you a recipe that you can cook for yourself or that you can share with your special someone if you have a date this Valentine's Day. So if you want to know how to make pink pasta, keep on watching. Proceed with the ingredients because it's very mainit and I'm very tired. Charot. The quantities that I will be using in this specific video will be okay for just one person, and then you have extra pa for like 2 or 3 more meals that you can eat this pasta, or this is good for sharing up to 3 people, I think. So yeah, let's begin with the pasta. So this is just 200 grams of spaghetti noodles. This is half of this package. This is a 400 gram package. So I'm just using half. I have here 2 whole Hungarian sausages, the long ones. The brand that I'm using now is CHINO'S DELI. I already cut it up. I already sliced it. Of course, we have a little bit of olive oil, some mushrooms, 1/2 cup of mushrooms. So you can use fresh or canned. I'm using canned today. 1 cup of diced tomatoes or stewed tomatoes. You can use whole and just cut it up. If you don't have the diced tomatoes na canned, you can use fresh tomatoes and just adjust it a bit, or some tomato sauce. So if you're using canned tomato sauce, to use like half a cup muna and then just add on it if you want more. And then I'm using half a cup of all-purpose cream, some fresh basil leaves, salt and pepper, of course. And then I have chili flakes for garnish and for a little bit of spice. And I have here some of my favorite dried herbs that I use when I'm cooking pasta. So this is rosemary, thyme, dried basil, and oregano. You might be wondering, I already have fresh basil. Why do I have dried basil? It just provides a different flavor. If you do not have fresh basil, that's totally okay. Okay, let's go to the stove. I have 2 things going on. I have the pan where I'm going to put the Hungarian sausage with just a little bit of water, like less than 1/4 cup, and I'm just gonna let the fat from the Hungarian sausage render. Naka-high heat po tayo. And then in this other pot, I have salted water. I'm just gonna let it boil, and once I'm ready for the noodles, it's just there. Let's just wait for the Hungarian sausage to render. So I put everything in. Sausage is already starting to sizzle. It's already losing some of its fat. And our pot of water is also already starting to boil. So I'm just gonna leave that be. Gonna turn the heat down a bit. Make sure that the pan that you're using is a bit big because the sauce and the pasta will be here. If you're wondering how I came up with this recipe, I was able to try this, I forgot which restaurant, but they called it salsicce pasta. Another variation of this is vodka penne pasta. So they add vodka in the sauce. I won't be doing that right now, but I have tried it before. So basically, it's just a mix of tomato sauce and cream. So it's a creamy tomato pasta. I call it pink pasta because it's just cuter that way. If you don't want it to be spicy, you can opt to use a different type of sausage. My mind is blank right now. I like Hungarian sausage because the spiciness cuts through the creaminess of the sauce and it just works well together. Another good type of sausage to use here would be Italian sausage. Just as long as a good fat content and good spice. Because we won't be adding any broth here. We won't be adding any extra seasoning. So make sure that the sausage that you're using is a sausage whose flavor you really like. I think I mentioned it earlier, but you can also use penne pasta. I don't think fettuccine would work well here, or the flat noodle pasta. Try it if you want to. Guys, if you have any recipes or baking demos that you want me to show you, please let me know. The next thing that we're gonna do, just to prepare you guys, it's already a bit cooked, or yeah. So I'm gonna take out some of the sausages, the ones that are a bit sliced well. I'm gonna remove those because we're gonna use that to style, what do you call that? To garnish our pasta later to put on top. Although if you don't want to do that, it's okay. You can just leave all the sausage in the pan. So I'm gonna pick like a few. I don't think they used a lot of extenders or additives to make it stick to each other. So, hindi siya masyadong nagbabind well to each other. Which I like because what we're gonna do next is we're gonna break them all down. Just use your spoon. You can use a wooden spoon if you like, or a fork even. And then I'm just gonna set this all aside to one side of the pan. Okay, there you go. Now I'm gonna put the olive oil, just a little bit. Maybe a tablespoon or so. And I'm gonna saute the mushrooms. Now, if you're the type who likes to saute garlic, onions with your pasta sauce, that's perfectly fine. I don't like doing that, although I do that sometimes. It's not a taste thing or whatever. It's not a technique thing. I'm just lazy. Although this would be much better if, you know, I have onions, a little bit of carrots, mirepoix. Another option would be to remove all the meat totally or all the sausages totally from the pan before you saute the mushrooms. But again, I'm trying to make things easier for everybody here. And now we can just mix them all together. So let's take the heat down a bit to between medium and high. So by now, the mushrooms will taste a bit like the sausages. Now we're gonna put the tomato sauce. I like making one large batch of this, an entire kilo of pasta, and then I'll just keep it in the fridge. So this sauce looks like a lot. It will be a bit chunky, so it will be very filling. That's how it looks like right now. While that is cooking all together, you can already add your herbs, and you can also add some of your fresh basil. The basil, we just picked it out from our garden earlier today. By we, I mean our helper. Thank you, Jinjin, for doing it for me. You can definitely use some Parmesan cheese to put on top of this pasta, but I'm okay without the cheese already. Let's wait for the water to be ready. Let's put a little bit of the pepper flakes and the black pepper. You can definitely add more spices. I like adding cumin and a little bit of turmeric to this. So let's just wait for this to simmer a bit. And the water is now ready for the pasta. It's supposed to cook for like 10 minutes. I'll just cook it for 6 minutes. Okay, Google. Set timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Starting now.
The pan with the sauce is on between medium and high. You can actually set it down to medium already. And this one is on high. I was actually planning to cook the noodles before I cook the entire thing or before shooting para sigurado, pero yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh, by the way, this is no APRON. I co-designed this. This is a collab. Co-design. Hindi ko alam kung tama yung term ko. But this is a collaboration with another Davao blogger. Follow her on Instagram, ANDICRAFTS. And if you want to order, just send me a message on Instagram, Kusina Ria Davao, because, yep, we're selling this. So, the pasta is already almost cooked. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them directly from the pot over here. It's not yet fully cooked. We'll continue cooking that here. I love my new tongs. This is from IKEA. I bought this from Flybox Davao. So if you're wondering why I didn't let the pasta cook fully, obviously it's because I'm gonna continue cooking it with a sauce already. We're gonna use the pasta water for our sauce as well. If you're gonna cook the pasta beforehand, make sure that it has 1 or 2 more minutes of cooking time when you take it out of the water. And make sure to leave the water, get some of the pasta water and add it to our sauce. We'll just mix them all together here. So the pasta water will also help thicken the sauce a bit. And of course, don't forget that we'll also be adding a little bit of cream later. Don't worry if it looks a little thin to you guys. Now we can add the cream. Now this is tricky because if you don't mix well, you're gonna have a hard time mixing the cream. Make sure that the cream that you're using is at room temperature, guys. So if it's coming from the fridge, make sure to take it out from the fridge an hour before you start cooking so that it's not cold. And just mix everything. And now it's not red, it's pink. And let's give this a few minutes to cook together. Maybe 2 minutes. I think this is just the right proportion of the sausage, mushrooms, sauce, and the noodles all together. The sauce will still thicken and evaporate a bit. After 2 minutes, hopefully this will all be ready. So easy. We're almost done. The next part is just the plating. The amount that we have, this is good for 2 to 3 people, or if you're alone, you can just serve good for yourself, and then the rest, let it cool down a bit and pack it up and eat it some other time. It'll taste good after like a week in the fridge. 3 to 5 days up to a week. Again, you can add or garnish it with some cheese if you want. I prefer it without cheese. If you do not want mushrooms, you can just skip the mushrooms. It's been 2 minutes. See if the noodles are cooked. That's the only thing that we need to know. So let's taste. The pasta needs like another minute to cook. Just make sure that while everything is cooking, that you continue mixing it so that nothing burns or nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan. Already tasted it, guys. It's already good. It's spicy, it's creamy, it's savory. And for people who don't like tomato-based sauces on their pasta, it's not sour at all. If it feels like it's becoming a bit dry, just add more of the pasta water. Oh, I think now it's okay. So now let's taste it again. The noodles are perfect. The sauce is perfect. I'm perfect. Charot. Okay, let's turn off the heat. Put this in our serving plate and garnish it. Make sure that you have the mushrooms and the sausage on the plate. You guys have no idea how happy I am because the times when I tested this recipe, something went wrong. Like the first time, the noodles were soggy, sauce was not tasty enough. So before I continue with the plating, I want to show you that it's really good. Kakain tayo. Mainit pa siya. So let's have some sausage, some tomatoes. I'm super happy. This turned out better than I expected. This is the pasta dish that I have been working on, or that we have been working on. I've opened here a bottle of sparkling white wine. It's semi-dry. I'm just gonna garnish the pasta with some of the Hungarian sausage, which I had removed earlier from the pan, and some fresh basil leaves. Garnishing and plating is not my strongest suit. Now, if you have some fresh cherry tomatoes, that would be really great. And I'm just gonna put basil leaves. So that's our pasta dish. If you're skipping the Hungarian sausage, you can just have it with mushrooms. You can do tofu as well. Or you can also skip the Hungarian sausage and just serve this with steak, This would be really good with fried chicken. This is a very versatile dish. You can also just saute tuna if you like tuna and just use that for the pasta. But for me, the best combination really is the Hungarian sausage with the pink sauce. I chose this specifically because this will satisfy people who like tomato-based pasta and people who like cream-based pasta and also people who like something spicy. This can be a crowd pleaser if done right. So that's it, guys. That's our pink pasta dish. Perfect for a single girl's Valentine's date night on her own or just about any night that you want to eat some pasta. Thank you for watching my very first video on my new channel, Kusina Maria on YouTube. Cheers to everybody. Cheers to all the single, strong women out there. And cheers also to those who are in happy, committed relationships. Yes, wala tayong ina-alienate dito. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them down below in the comments box. All the details and the complete ingredients list and the steps to this recipe will be on my blog, kusinamaria.com. All the important links will be in the description box down below. Again, if you want to order one of these aprons, just send me a DM via Instagram. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, Kusina Maria Davao. I hope that you don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell button somewhere over there so that you will be updated if I have new videos on this channel. And I hope you're all safe, healthy, and palagi tayong busog at masaya. Marami pong salamat. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Feb evening to all. So this one is just, na-stress ako talaga dito. Okay, Google. Set timer to 2 minutes, please.
2 minutes. That started now.
Oh, its alarm is alarming. So fresh basil leaves, and super stressed. This camera. Hindi pala ako nakalilaw. There you go. So, masyadong maliwanag.